What fact are you just tired of explaining to people? Antibiotics will not help your virus. Even if you feel really crappy. I need her effing identification information because we are at a bank. I don't care who you say you aren't the person you're claiming to be until I have proof. You can't just walk into the bank, ask for $10K and not expect to be verified. Stop giving me a hard time for protecting your money for you. Wait, people actually do this? How stupid do you have to be to expect the bank to just give you money? I would ducking hope they ask me for it. I would be mad if they didn't. Hello. My name is Mr. Burns. I believe you have a package for me. Okay, Mr. Burns, and what is your first name? I don't know. Lol. I used to work on the refund line at the IRS and you wouldn't believe the people trying to get other people's information. They'd have the social, they'd have the address, but they wouldn't know the full name on the account, or they would try to fudge it by using a nickname. Angie, no, your full name. Angie Fernandez. Your legal name. G. Fur. Nan. Diz. Okay, we can't help you. Click. Geez, the moron had a 5,050 chance between Angelica and Angelina and still managed to completely reduce it to 0%. I work insurance and it's hilarious how hard of a time people give me for that. Had a dealer call pretending to be a customer who came in a week prior and kept using their nickname. Also, the owner was a woman, not a man like they thought. I'm a programmer. I write programs. I don't know why your computer won't turn on. I usually just say I didn't program that, sorry, edit, thank you for fixing Lenny's arm. Apostrophes don't make words plural. You mean apostrophes? My trivia team name is the superfluous apostrophes. The difference between type I and 2 diabetes, two completely different diseases. Being a healthcare worker and sometimes even having to explain it to my coworkers is tiring. Yeah. Type 1 is when your own immune system destroys your own pancreas cells capable of producing insulin. It's an autoimmune disease, and without supplied insulin you'll die. Edit addition, you can also technically develop type 1 due to physical damage to the pancreas and thus become incapable of producing insulin, but type 1 typically refers to the autoimmune variety. Type 2 is when your blood sugar is high enough long enough that your cells become resistant to the mechanism of your own endogenous insulin, which strains and exhausts your pancreas as it churns out more and more insulin to try and clear your blood of excess sugar. It can be managed by diet and lifestyle changes to a point, especially if caught early. You can also have an underactive pancreas relative to other people, whether due to medication or disease, making it harder to clear blood sugar even with a balanced diet. Then there's diabetes insipidus and gestational diabetes. All four are different diseases with different causes. The connection is that they all entail excessive urination and thirst. The etymology of diabetes is literally to flow through siphon. Like how hepatitis simply refers to inflammation and destruction of liver tissue, but can have a wide variety of causes ranging from viral to genetic to substance abuse. My son has T1 and family members think it's caused by his diet. I've given up on explaining to people that don't listen or think they're right 100% of the time. One up ya on that. I'm type I since I was born and people think I can fix this with homeotherapy. Did you know the Bumbawumba tree produces enzymes that have been proven to cure diabetes? Get the extract during the third eclipse of the fourth solstice and you'll be fine. It's nice running into other diabetics who get it and know how it works, so I don't have to put up with people thinking they can cure me with some random plant grown on the mountains in Peru. Everything is made of chemicals. Not everything natural is good and not everything man-made is bad. Yes, snake venom and crude oil are both completely natural. Asbestos too. Just because someone doesn't always need their disability aids, that doesn't mean they're not disabled and faking it. Someone who needs a wheelchair to get around doesn't always mean they can't use their legs. They can still walk short distances. Maintaining a safe following distance is the easiest thing to do to avoid accidents, and yet most people aren't doing it. It's basically impossible to react in time to avoid an accident if you're following less than 2 seconds behind someone. It doesn't get you where you're going faster. The accident will always be your fault. And finally, 2 seconds is way longer than most people think. Most will count 1 second. Edit, my most upvoted comment is one that makes me feel less like I'm the only one that cares about this. I'll take that. Thanks, Reddit. Edit update follow up. A lot of people commenting to say they do this but hate when people take that gap by moving into your lane in front of you. Combine that with the second most common comment, that's fine, give them the space too. You're actually solving one of the biggest contributors to traffic jams too. Next common comment is the one car length for every 10 miles per hour. Not bad. Better than believing yourself to be immune to physics and overestimating your cat-like reflexes. Emo, car lengths are more difficult to estimate than 2 seconds and my trust in that happening is already low. Last of all, thanks everyone. This is the most fun I've had on Reddit since Shittymorph. I always try to do this. It's the absolute worst though when people try and aggressively squeeze in between me and the car in front of me. Drives me crazy. Pretty sure it's an everywhere in the US thing, but here in FL if I leave more than a car length gap between myself and the car in front of me, someone always has to squeeze their dumbass in. Slow down so I can increase the distance, people behind me get instantly impatient, pass then do the same shit to me when the lane they just barely passed me in is going 2 miles per hour slower than me. I have never seen an ICU full from car accidents before I started working in Florida. It was all ages too, with the most amount of fatalities I've ever seen. It's so dangerous driving here. Worst I've seen was in the same crash. A 94-year-old woman whose bones broke like glass on impact. Collarbone, femur, neck, spine, jaw. Her license had expired 10 years ago. The other victim was a 16-year-old who was thrown from the windshield and had severe brain damage. He wasn't wearing his seatbelt and died 5 hours later in hospital. Then we have the 60-plus people in Florida who have died trying to go around the high-speed rail crossings. Gets job at NASA. All extended family asks as if moon landing was real pain. I like the implication that, assuming the moon landing was faked, NASA just spills the beans to anyone who is hired, as if it's in some sort of employee handbook. Moon landing, fake Alf, real Elvis, fake Space Jam, partially true. Bugs Bunny is real, Michael Jordan isn't, and there was actually a sixth Monstar that they couldn't show in the film because he wouldn't stop using slurs. That disagreeing with someone's opinion isn't an attack on them. Or knowing the difference between a fact and an opinion. Just because I work in it, doesn't mean I know everything technology related. It is a vast field. You work in it, what phone should I get? You work in it, do you know why this app isn't working? We're not all help desk or some sort of phone tech support, I promise. I stopped telling people I'm a programmer with a degree in it. I stopped after my ducking pest control guy stopped me and held me up for 30 minutes asking how his Mac got hacked. Like dude, there are a million possible reasons why your computer is fucked up, I'm not gonna fix it in my goddamn driveway. When you're adjusting the temperature on a thermostat, you're not changing the temperature of air that blows out. You're just changing how long it'll stay on for until it reaches that temp. Hour-long YouTube video about something does not mean that it is true. It could just mean that some crazy or stupid person posted an hour-long video about nothing and you are now dumber for having listened to it, and may God have mercy on your soul. Same with images with text on them. All the ducking time on Reddit, someone posts a picture with a headline on it. People take to be the same as an actual news article. It's almost always some lie designed to make you outraged about something. I have insomnia. No, I can't just think about nothing. Edit. Glad to know there's 15k of you out there that know the damn struggle. I tried to respond to each one. Zombie hugs to everyone, virtually, from here. And just because I have insomnia doesn't mean I'm not tired. Always tired. I have cried so many times because I just want and need to sleep. Like, no sleep is basically just welcome to disassociation station. If I'm working at night, I need to sleep during some portion of the day. I remember still living at home after high school and getting a job that required midnights for a year. My mom would wake me up and ask me to take my sister to school, or set something out for dinner, or run errands while she was at work since I'm off all day. When I got pissed for being woken up at practically 1 a.m. for a normal person to go get milk from the store, she'd tell me to stop being lazy. Some people have a serious disconnect with this. My petty ass would be in her room at 1 a.m. asking if she had time right now to go get something from the store. What's the problem, Mom? You're off work all night.